watching News Epicentre with me, Marya Shakil. The demise of Jayalalitha in December 2016 led to a tectonic shift in the politics of Tamil Nadu, leading to a power vacuum and factional war for the top party post, which continues even today. But questions have persisted over the sudden deterioration of health and death of the former Chief Minister of the state. The previous AIA-DMK government, in what many saw as a political move, constituted an investigation panel headed by retired Madras High Court Judge Justice Aru Mugaswamy. The panel commenced its hearings in 2017 and went into aspects such as the late Chief Minister's hospitalization in September 2016 and the treatment provided to her. The 608-page report was tabled today in the Tamil Nadu Assembly and has made some startling revelations, putting the spotlight on VK Sasikala, the once close aide of Jayalalitha, who under the reign of the late Chief Minister was the second most powerful figure in the party. Now let me give you a sense of the key takeaways of this 608-page report, which claims that Jayalalitha and Sasikala did not have cordial ties. Let's not forget that in a period from 2011 November till 2012 April, Jayalalitha had ensured that her home, that is the Poise Garden residence, did not have Sasikala. She had asked Sasikala to leave her home. So this is what the report is also highlighting. Angioplasty was not done despite the suggestion that was made from the top doctors of UK and US. So why wasn't it done? Despite her heart condition not right, is the question that is being asked. Suggestion to provide treatment abroad was ignored. Why wasn't she taken abroad to a super speciality hospital for further treatment? Is the question that is being asked by this panel report. Jayalalitha, remember, passed away on December 4th. The formal announcement was made only on December 5th. Why was there a delay of 24 hours in this official announcement? What is being said in this report is that the official announcement was intentionally delayed and that the doctors wanted to give this impression that they tried their best to revive the former Chief Minister. Sternotomy, which is a procedure that allows a doctor to reach your heart or nearby organs and blood vessels, and CPR were done to distort this time of death, is what the report is highlighting. Now let me give you a sense of what AIIMS then, that is the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, had said post Jayalalitha's death, because it turns it on its head quite literally. The AIIMS report, remember, had said that there were no errors in medical care, that in those 75 days that Jayalalitha was at Apollo Hospital in Chennai, she received all the required medical care that was needed for her treatment. Now the report here, that is the panel report of the former Justice, actually is highlighting that the angiosurgery, that is the angioplasty which is needed for the heart, was not done despite suggestion by a team of doctors from the UK and the United States. The second point now, the AIIMS report says that the treatment was given as per correct medical practice. However, the pro-panel report is saying that the suggestion that was made by the doctors that she should be taken abroad for further treatment was ignored. So again, questions being raised about what really happened in those 75 days. Was the line of treatment not correct? Well, the report says, yes, it was not correct. The AIIMS report, remember, is saying that there is no evidence of heart failure. But the probe report is saying that the time of death was distorted. Now let me give you further sense of what the panel is recommending and what are the charges. Who are the people who are now being blamed for the larger conspiracy? Because the ball firmly is now in the DMK government's court. Look, let's take a look at the key suspects. The suspect number one is once close aide of Jayalalitha, VK Sasikala. Number two is Dr. K.S. Sivakumar, Jayalalitha's physician and Sasikala's relative as well. So when you look at the conspiracy that is being highlighted, K.S. Sivakumar is being seen as one of the key conspirators. Suspect number 3 is Dr. J. Radhakrishnan. He is the former Health Secretary of Tamil Nadu. Suspect number 4 is Dr. C. Vijay Bhaskar. He was the former Health Minister of Tamil Nadu. And suspect number 5 is Dr. Rama Mohan Rao, the former Tamil Nadu Chief Secretary. The big question that emerges now is, has this report indicated evidence of foul play? And what will the new government, that is the DMK government, be doing with this report? Let me bring in all my guests and go straight to the DMK spokesperson who's joining me. There is evidence of foul play. The commission has indicted Sasikala, former minister, and bureaucrats. What next? Manuraj Sundaram.
With every commission of inquiry, Marya Shakil, and now we've had quite a few in this country of ours, once they are tabled, it is for the government to decide what the next steps are. It is too soon to tell you what will happen, but you can look at past experiences and learn from them, and as I do. Now, if you look back at the, say, for example, the Justice Ranganath Commission, which looked at the anti-Sikh riots of 1984, it was a complete fact-finding exercise, and after which multiple new FIRs came to be lodged, some of which resulted in trial and conviction of many important persons. So the first step is to understand that this particular commission of inquiry has done its job. The task that was given to it was to look into the circumstances leading to the hospitalization, treatment of a chief minister, as she was then, and now a former chief minister. Now that this has now thrown a fair bit of light into many of the facts and circumstances that led to the hospitalization and the treatment till her unfortunate death, we now know what has happened, what has transpired. As you rightly pointed out, Marya, it's, I think, a 480-page or so report. So it will take us some time. The government has tabled it today. It will be put up to scrutiny. The government can now pursue any number of legal options. We will, of course, get the best legal advice on how to go ahead. But now that we are armed with all the facts of
Mr.
what happened, which
let me bring you now. What is evidently clear now is that O. Paneerselvam, according to this commission report, was in the know of everything, that he was an insider. He was an insider when he was the deputy of Jayalalitha. He was an insider when she was undergoing treatment, and also an insider who was in the rush of becoming a successor, is what that report is saying. Now, will the former chief minister, who succeeded as the chief minister after Jayalalitha's demise, now really say that let there be further investigation? Will he come clean?
Well, I don't think they have much of a choice. This is a very detailed report, and now that we have all the facts and circumstances, it is now up to the government. It is not up to people who have been indicted in the report.
That's a question to the AIA-DMK spokesperson, Manu. That's a question to the AIA-DMK spokesperson. Please go ahead.
Madam, good evening. Good evening. Thanks for you explained clearly everything, very clear, since from beginning to now. So I am very much thankful to you, no doubt. But here it is very clear that it is a part of negligence of the administration of the hospital, kind information. After hospitalized, they have to take care. They are the main reason for all those things. That chairman of the hospital told openly, met the press and told, the former chief minister, Amma Jayalalitha was okay, health was okay, he is ready to walk back to home. After that, no discharge, nothing. That is September 22nd. They conducted the Kaveri meeting, dispute meeting conducted by the government.
Yes.
So continuously 2 hours one step. Continuously she was participated in that meeting.
Yes.
The statement given by that former Chief Secretary Ram Mohan Rao. Ram Mohan Rao, after reaching Delhi, Amma was spoken through the cell. So this is all the statement I have given. When she was okay in the hospital, what is the necessary to give up to December 4th? This all the questionable.
Yes, even while she was in the hospital, multiple questions were being raised, C. Rajashekharan. But this point particularly to do with 75 days, no CCTV, why was CCTV cameras shut?
all responsibility from the hospital.
Mr. Rajshekharan.
Marya, I think the question, yes, Marya, my prayers to the soul of Jayalalitha to rest in peace, because poor lady has toiled in almost 75 days in the hospital and she passed away. And today we are discussing about the death of late Chief Minister Jayalalitha because of the inquiry commission report, which is cross the Lakshman Rekha of any commission, because the judge who happens to be appointed by O. Paneerselvam has come out accusing almost every next person, including the hospital, the AIMS or the doctors. And this is not the way the commission should have reported. They should have been unbiased and neutral. And above everything, Sasikala, who happens to be the close aid.
But Mr. Rajshekharan, if the commission of inquiry is actually putting a blame on Sasikala, on the former minister, on the bureaucrats, and also raising questions on the conduct of OPS, then how is it really biased? And this was a commission which was set up by Mr. OPS.
Yes, I'll tell you. See, the commission has to deal any matter for that instance with an unbiased mindset. And there have been ample number of proofs. The Apollo Hospital had filed an affidavit before the Honorable Supreme Court accusing the commission of being biased. Point number one. Point number two, the health secretary, who happens to be a very fantastic human, a professional and an upright officer, being accused by the commission because he had objected to the commission, the judge himself, when he had deposed before the commission. Point number two. Point number three, the same judge couple of years before had come out in open before the media and said Sasikala is innocent and I've been conducting the inquiry. I'm not going to call her for the deposition of anything because she is not involved. And the Dr. Richard Bell of London had come down here in 2017 after the demise of Jayalalitha, the former Chief Minister, and said it was Jayalalitha herself who refused to travel to London for treatment. And above all, the former, then the Vice President of India, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, had visited Madam Jayalalitha when she was in the hospital.
Mr. Mayappan, if the head of this commission had actually said that V.K. Sasikala had nothing to do with it, then now by indicting him, making her the prime suspect, is that the reason why it is being seen from the prism of biases?
I think legally there are two issues. One, they are a suspect not still in the eye of the law. It's only as far as the inquiry report is concerned. The inquiry report is a precursor to an investigation. It's sad that the inquiry has taken such a long time. Madam Jayalalitha passed away in 2016. The inquiry committee, since constituted in 2017, has taken all the way up to 2022 to publish his report, a 5-year period. And now to go back and gather evidence for any investigative agency is going to be a tedious task. All this inquiry report raises is doubts across the board, not just in one frame.
Yes.
If you look at just the conclusion drawn out in the government order and in the very last paragraph of the inquiry report at page 448 and 480 of the GO, you basically see that doubts have been put the commission report and the manner in which the hospital had treated, the manner in which the hospital had its press conferences, and the claim that it was potentially faulty and false information that was provided, untrue information that was provided to the public and to the government, and simultaneously questioning how the four particularly named accused, Ms. V.K. Sasikala, Mr. Sivakumar, the then Health Minister, Mr. Bhaskar, and Vijay Bhaskar, and the then Health Secretary. So all these, also when you look at various evidences that are put forth, CW 1 all the way to 106, only raises multiple contradictions. All that the inquiry committee has legally been able to tell and has been able to raise is doubts that have been in the minds of the people. Now, I think we're too late. It's best that we start with an investigation from the topmost agency of the country probably may be necessary.
So you are saying that
either
perhaps
to clean everyone's hands or to find out who's actually at fault.
Yes, because if you look at it, why no foreign treatment? Why no angioplasty through the wind to achieve its aim? The hospital successfully, it says, delay in declaration of Jayalalitha's death, because it says the commission is saying from 3:50 p.m. on December 4th, CPR and sternotomy exercises were futile, and they have been used as a ploy to explain away the delay in the official declaration of her death. So multiple questions being raised throughout, Sumansi Raman. Politics aside, it's about former Chief Minister. The very fact that the CCTV cameras were shut for all those 75 days that she was in the hospital, that in itself raises the biggest question. That is the biggest red flag here.
No, Marya, I think first of all, yes, the CCTV cameras should not have been switched off, but that's the point. Is this report, this commission report, is a travesty. I mean, it really is. Questioning the medical treatment, which has been certified by multiple agencies, including the All India Institute of Medical Sciences,
yes,
to have been, for there not to have been any discrepancies in the quality of care that was provided. And on what basis, during any treatment, there will be differences of opinion between different doctors. A consensus is arrived at, and then the treatment plan is evolved. So to say that one doctor said, why didn't you do this? Another doctor said, why didn't you do that? Is just juvenile. And I think that this is not, this will not stand up in any court of law. I'm glad Manu Sundaram has said that the government will take its time to study this before acting on it. The important point, even the time of death, look, you have to do a CPR for a patient. And in this particular case, the patient had a sternotomy, subsequently was put on an ECMO. You have to give time. You can't just, who is supposed to certify the death? It's the medical team that will certify the death, not people around the room. So I think that this is very unfortunate, the manner in which this investigation has been done. The best part is 4 people, are actually 6 people,
yes,
are being accused, except that what they are accused of is not mentioned. They must have done some wrong. There's a comedy scene in a Tamil movie where a lawyer will speak and say, who doesn't know the law. He tells the judge, I'm sure that you know which section is applicable here. So please quote the right sections and punish these people. It is almost like that. It is, I'm sorry to say this, Marya, but it is completely bizarre that a person is being accused without even being summoned before the commission for questioning. And she is R1, Shashikala. If Shashikala, her affidavit, sworn affidavit, was deemed to be inadequate or contradictory, why was she not summoned before the commission?
Yes. So shouldn't all these people who have been declared as suspects, because that list is only long here, Mr. Mayappan, shouldn't they have been questioned? Shouldn't they have been asked to appear before the commission? In all, let's not forget that there were over 168 people, in fact 159 witnesses in relation to Jayalalitha had appeared before this commission to put forward their points of view. Then why weren't these who have been indicted also summoned?
Absolutely true, Marya. You'll have to look at the strange situation. As a matter of fact, the commission even inquired a particular member of the public who wrote a letter to the inquiry commission with about 180-page handwritten letter that just came out of nowhere, and the person had absolutely no connection to Madam Jayalalitha, except for being a citizen of the state that she was the chief minister of. And when they had given that time to an individual who raised allegations, I think they should have afforded the opportunity to everyone who's being questioned, whose name potentially falls in the line of accused. That was absolutely necessary. Even if Ms. Shashikala was under trial or was in prison, I think that opportunity should have afforded. The commission could have been either at the prison, or the commission could have summoned Ms. Shashikala and conducted the inquiry. That's one. And two, I will have to allude to where Mr. Sumansi Raman had pointed out. You look at the contradiction that the commission makes. The commission has not found anything abnormal or unnatural in the conduct of the people, including R1, Ms. Shashikala, in the house in taking adequate care to shift the late chief minister to the Apollo hospital promptly without delay. You make such a record in your commission report and then later on say that they are responsible for some activity.
No, then in that case,
contradictions.
Because we're looking at multiple contradictions. Yes, Mr. Pugazandi, who really benefits from this kind of report? Because it is political. It is pure politics that's happening now.
Mr. is not the official spokesperson of the AIADMK.
Yes.
Shashikala, not a doctor. The Shivkumar, Dr. Shivkumar, Dr. Radhakrishnan also doctor. The Vijay Bhaskar, former minister, also doctor. She is not a doctor here. This is all, this question the Apollo Hospital answerable of the so many questions because the hospitalized. After that, that is the main answerable administration is Apollo Hospital, the kind information. That I am asking the another question. It is very important that this commission is not clear, not mentioned. Only that accusing, recommending 4% name that the Pratap Reddy commission themselves they mentioned the Pratap Reddy name wrongly reported. That is why they not included this.
No, Marya.
Okay, Sumansi Raman, come in.
Marya, first of all, when I accuse you of a crime, I should at least say what crime I am accusing you of. Look, yes. Dr. Reddy, one minute. Dr. Reddy is quoted in the report as having said that the former chief minister, was fit to go home whenever she wished to. Now, this is something that happens in many cases. Patients do not need hospitalization beyond a point. That doesn't mean that they are absolutely normal or that they will not develop a complication in future. We see it all the time. Patients go home 2 days later, they're back in the hospital in a worse shape. So when Dr. Reddy actually made that statement, it is quite possible that it was a fact. And the whole point is, how is the judge competent in the absence of medical inputs to say whether this angiogram was a valid test to be done or not? It should have been corroborated by a medical team, the AIMS medical team, which was constituted of the orders of the court. Because the judge at this, Justice Armugaswamy was not keen on having medical input.
Sumansi Raman, since you have raised a lot of questions, timeline of events are being questioned, diagnosis has been questioned in this report. Who benefits from this kind of report?
Well, there are two beneficiaries. One clearly is the ruling party, which will benefit by keeping the pot boiling, because it is a salvo which they can fire against the various factions of the AIADMK. And it also helps that, by the way, you mentioned Mr. Pugadendi as the official spokesperson of the AIADMK. That is not quite correct, because Mr. Pugadendi has been expelled by the EPS group of the party from the AIADMK. So I just wanted to place that on record. The point very clearly is that this benefits anyone who is out to weaken the AIADMK or the principal opposition party. I'm not saying that the DMK is behind this report. I don't believe that they would want to engineer a report in such a way. So it's not the right thing to say, and you have no evidence at all of that.
I'll give the final
words But clearly, they are beneficiaries, because now they can say that they are going to file FIRs and they are going to keep the pot boiling. They can say that they are going to take action against these 4 people. Now, what action, what crime? This will fall flat in a court of law, and I'm sure the government knows it. But, you can keep the pot boiling, and you can put some pressure on the opposition.
Okay. Manu Sundaram?
We certainly don't intend on keeping any pots boiling, but let me just express one reservation I have with Dr. Sumant Raman's conclusions. See, the difference between inquiry finding and an FIR are quite stark in law. In an FIR, you have to say what are the sections that you have been accused of, a person, what cognizable offenses have been made out of. But in a commission of inquiry, it is more of a fact-finding exercise, and he has just listed some people against whom he thinks potentially there could be further investigation.
Yes.
Now,
so the question is that after this kind of fact-finding report, which has taken 5 years in all, will there be investigation, or will the DMK government then ask the centre for a CBI probe or a probe by a central agency?
Well, I don't think anybody should ask for a CBI probe given their recent track record. But see, one thing is, I think, uncontestable, that this inquiry, though it has taken 5 years, I must correct something. 2 years of which were wasted because there was a stay order of the Supreme Court. So it was actually a 3-year inquiry. Nevertheless, it has thrown a lot of light into the hospitalization and the treatment. All of this, which was in the realm of speculation until 2 weeks ago or a few months ago, now it is completely in the factual domain. We actually know what has happened and what perhaps could have not happened. So therefore, I think the real beneficiaries are the people of Tamil Nadu, because at that time she was also my chief minister, though she was not, I do not belong to her political party. And I think it's important that we understand what has happened to a chief minister and the kind of treatment that was given to her. As to what the next steps are, like I said, There could be further investigation. This could lead to FIRs. This could lead to more inquiries. We will know only after we study the report in totality, and it is very complex. And I agree with Dr. Sumant Raman there that this is not a finding on medical negligence, but it is a finding on perhaps what has happened around the hospitalization, whether there was there's reasons to be suspicious about some people or not. So that is all where the report has come to. We have to look at whether any cognizable offense is made out, then an FIR will be registered.
Sumanth,
If anything further needs to be done, we will get it.
Before I end this discussion, Mr. Mayappan, I want to understand from you, why would a report say that Jayalalitha and Sasikala did not have cordial ties? I mean, what exactly are they talking about? How is that related to the timeline of her death?
See, the basis of the commission's inquiry itself, or its notification, clearly says the situation around the death of Miss Jayalalitha. So it does not only have to do with the medical treatment provided to her, like my friend just alluded. It's not about medical negligence, but it's everything that went around the entire position. So it could be things leading even to her fall at home, or it could be things that led to her illness and her treatment at that point in time, or care.
So the nature of conspiracy has not been really highlighted here. It has only said that this is a subject of further investigation. As far as the fact-finding mission of this commission is concerned, they have spent 5 years, over 150 people questioned, and they have come to the conclusion that there are certain people who have been indicted. Thank you so much. I would like to thank all the panelists. We are slipping into a short break. Up next, the shadow of terror over Jammu and Kashmir continues to loom, with no end to targeted killings.